Hi there, this is Pastor Chris Whitehead with the Dwelling Place Ministry in Clarion, Iowa. I wanted to make just a series of short videos to just kind of talk about some issues that I find myself discussing with people from time to time. And that is primarily the issue of why people don't go to church, or why people have certain objections, whether it's a formal church setting or whether it's a regular time of just gathering with other believers for the purpose of fellowship and worship and prayer and the study of Scripture. There is a good percentage of people out there who claim to be spiritual, but not necessarily connected with a particular group or body or family of believers. And that particular subject, I'm spiritual, but I'm just not Christian or whatever, is something I'll probably tackle in another video. So look for that in the days to come. But the first issue that I just wanted to talk about, the first objection, and these are in no particular order. I actually just kind of compiled a list based on just conversations that I've had with people in general, as well as just kind of some collected information from various sources online, from polls and questionnaires and things like that. So the first reason why people say that they don't go to church or are not part of a fellowship is simply, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. I would like to lovingly suggest that nobody is really too busy to do the things that matter most. Nobody is too busy to do the things that matter most. I have served as a pastor here at a church for almost 2 years, but for 17 years prior to that, I served in a professional capacity with a regular job, with kids, family, other commitments, and one thing that I know from life experience, and this is without pulling any particular arsenal out of the Bible or anything like that, just from life, we make time for the things in life that are important. I've known a lot of people that they may not necessarily have time to get together with other believers. They may not have time for fellowship or for prayer meetings or for church or things like that, simply because they don't have time. But yet there's plenty of time to catch up on whatever TV series or movies or reading, sports for the kids, company outings, you name it. Now this is, on the one hand, this is not really intended to purposely step on anyone's toes, but at the same time, that is exactly what I'm trying to do here. We all have toes that need to be stepped on, and the reality is that we make time for the things that are important to us. So we all have the same amount of time. We all have the same 24 hours in a given day. We all have the same 7 days in a given week. I am certainly no exception to that rule. Even as a pastor, my time is just as expansive and just as limited as anyone else. And yet the challenge for me is the same as it is for everyone else. How do I use my time that I do have in a way that my time gets invested in things that are most important to me? We all have the same amount of time. We all have the same amount of ability. So for us to just simply say that we don't have time is a result of the fact that we are just maybe not spending that time on what really matters the most. When it's all said and done, when our lives have come to an end and we think back on how we spent our lives, how we spent our time, I really don't think that we'll be too concerned about whether or not we made it to all of the games that we wanted to make it to. I don't know if we'll be concerned about not watching all of the movies that we wanted to, or going on all of the bike rides that we want to, or sleeping enough. Man, I just really wish that I would have gotten more sleep in my lifetime. But we will look back, and we will have hopefully hoped that our lives counted for something. We will hopefully hope that we spent our time wisely. So my challenge to you this week is, if there are things that you don't feel that you have time for, church and fellowship, gathering together with other believers to not only grow yourself, but also be able to invest yourself into others. If you don't have time for those things, then maybe it's time to reevaluate what your life priorities are. I'm not exempt from this, but we all need to take a good hard look at ourselves and find out what we value the most, and put our time and our energy and our passions into the things that we love the most. And hopefully God and His people will be on that list, and relatively high on that list. So anyways, this is video number 1 in discussing the objections. What keeps people away from church? So anyways, I'm Pastor Chris from the Dwelling Place Ministry in Clarion, Iowa. We'd love to have you visit our website, tdpmclarioniowa.weebly.com, or you can find us on Facebook by simply looking up the Dwelling Place Ministry of Clarion. You can find more information on us there, service times, how to get a hold of us. Either way, we'd love to have you spend some time with us as we all evaluate for ourselves what is really important in our lives and what does that look like together. So bless you. Have a great day.